Hi, mashmail12.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a script that will get information about a file. In this tutorial I'm going to be using video files, so I'll be getting the name from the video file, then inserting the name along with a full URL of the file location, so it can be then displayed out in a page of all the videos, and then a watch page getting the ID from the database, and then from the ID we can get the URL and play the video out in a player. Now the player I'm using is just a simple embed tag, so it's not very good and there's a lot of problems with it, but the concept is the same. You're just basically echoing out a URL into the source attribute of a player tag. So to start with, I've just got a blank page up here. Let's go into Dreamweaver, and as you can see I've got a file called index.php, a file called videos.php, a file called watch.php, and if you look in my folder structure down here, I have also got a folder called uploaded, which the files will be uploaded into there. Okay, so now first on to index.php. Now basically index.php is just the just going to be the upload. So basically index.php will probably be your upload.php page or something similar. But anyway, so in the body I'm going to create a quick form here. So form action is equal to index.php, so going back to the same page. You could probably just leave that blank, but I'll just put the name of the file in there. So method is equal to post, and we also need enc type on here because we are dealing with files. So we need to put multipart /form-data in there. Okay, and we can then end the form off right there. Now in the form, we just need an input type is file, and we're going to name that just file, and then we'll put a submit button. So input type is submit, name that submit, and the value of that is going to be upload. Alright, so if I refresh this page now, we see we get a simple upload box. So now what we need to do is to actually make this happen, so make the upload script work. So as you see, I've got connected up to the database up here, so you'll need that. Basically this is just the database name. It actually stands for video upload and playback, if you're wondering. So in here we just need to do if is set underscore post submit. Alright, and in there we're going to get the name of the file, which is $_files, and the name of the file was file, and in the second array it's the name of what we want. You can get other stuff like the type, the size. I think we need the temporary name as well, so temp is equal to $_file in there, file, and then it's tmp_name without the e in temp, and I think that's all we need. The other one's error, I think. Yeah, it's error, but we're not going to be dealing with any of that. If you might want to be using error on the other file types, then you can add that in, but I'm just going to stick with them two for now because that's all we need. Okay, so now we want to move the uploaded file So what do we want to move? We want to move the temporary file, which is stored in the temporary directory. Or where do we want to move it to? And we want to move it to uploaded. And then we're going to concatenate onto that the name of the file. So that's basically moving the file from the temporary location into the uploaded directory and then replacing its temporary name with the actual name of the file. So now we need to get a full URL of the file. So what I'm actually going to do is I've actually got the URL right here, so I can just copy and paste it in. It's basically just from HTTP. So here you will have something like www.able12.com/ whatever, you know what I mean, the full URL, and then / uploaded, and then we need to put in the name into there, so the variable name. Okay, so now we need to insert this into the database. So MySQL query, or what I should have done first of all actually is if I just open up the database just so you can see, I might have to delete ones what I've done before just for testing. Let's just see if I've got any in here. Yes, so if I just delete them too. Okay, so we've got nothing in there. The table structure actually is ID, a name varchar 30 and a URL of varchar 100. It's, you know, nothing special. It's just what we need. Okay, so back where we was. So MySQL underscore query, and that's going to be insert into videos. The table name is videos, and we want the values of 3. The first one was ID, and that's auto increments. We can leave that blank. The second one was the name, and the third is the full URL. Okay, so that's done. Now, before I actually, I'll tell you that later. Actually, there was a problem I was encountering with file sizes, but I'll tell you that later when we actually get to the uploading process. So next we need to actually, what I'm going to do is actually underneath the form is just put another if here just to echo out if the file was uploaded. Submit echo. I'm going to put a break onto there so it's a line down from the form. Concatenate onto that name has been uploaded. Alright, so that's not too bad. So now what I'm going to do is actually refresh the page, and if I actually open up the no, we don't want that one. On the C drive, swamp, PHP, and Playback. So if I actually go into the upload directory here, if I just leave that open, if I just minimize that, and if I upload a file, I've got 2 files on the desktop. They're actually both the same files. As you can see, if you can sort of see, there's one there, and it's just there. It's actually the same file. I've just named it 2 different file sizes because it was hard to find it was the only video I've actually got, I think, that's under 2 meg. So this is what I was telling you about. What I was going to tell you about before is that in your php.ini file, by default on a local host, I'm not sure about web servers, but the maximum that is allowed to be uploaded through PHP is 2 megabytes. So basically, if you try and upload something and nothing happens, it just looks like nothing happens, looks like your script's not working. Your script is actually working, it's just that PHP doesn't allow files to be uploaded that's bigger than 2 megabytes. maybe sometime in the future I'll do a video on how to modify this value in your local host. You probably won't be able to do it in a web server, as you'll need to ask the web server's permission for them to change the value. Most web servers don't allow it, but you can do it in local host. So I may do a tutorial on that in the future. It's nothing too hard. You just modify your php.ini file, I presume. I've not really done it before, but it's probably nothing difficult. So anyway, back to the tutorial. If I just upload an intro file, it's actually my video intro, and click upload, as you can see we get the name of the file has been uploaded. Now as you can see, it comes up with the file extension as well. This is because the name actually includes the dot and the extension. If you don't want that to happen, you can do stuff like substr, you know, replacing strings, stuff like that. Or you could just provide an extra field for a user to enter a name into to replace the actual file name. But anyway, I'm sticking with the name we get here. I don't know why my cursor's flashing. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, that might get on my nerves. So next is, I think we've done index. What we're going to actually do next though is just put a link into here, just so I can get onto the videos.php page. Videos. And if I just refresh the page, okay, and we can get onto this, and we're on videos.php now. And if we go into the database, click browse, as you can see that's entered into the database. Ignore the ID as 4, it's because I was testing it. Yours are probably 1. And there we have the full URL with the intro final.mov at the end. Okay, so now on to videos.php to actually get these videos from the database, so we can then display all videos in the database. Oh, and as you can see, if I go back to the file structure here, intro final is has been moved into the uploaded directory. So first of all, we're going to use some PHP in the body. This is basically just going to be a simple get the files from the database. So MySQL query select might as well select all from videos, and then in a while loop, row is equal to MySQL fetch. Okay, and then what we need to get is the ID. So that's row ID, and we also need the name, row name. Okay, and then basically all we need to do is then echo out this into some links. So watch.php, and then we need the ID put onto there, /a, and then we'll echo out the name in there, and we'll put a line break on the end. Sorry if I went a bit too fast for you there, but basically it's, if I sort of split it up for you now, I'll try and split it up the best I can. This is basically, that's basically the page, and then we want the get variable of an ID to equal the ID of the video from the database. So at the moment there's just 1, so that should equal 4, and then that's going to echo out the name into there, and then that's the full link, and then we're just adding a line break onto there for if you've got more than 1. So if I refresh this page, as you can see we get intro final.mov, and if you look down at the bottom where it's got the next page, you can see watch.php has an ID now of 4. So for example, if I just come back to this and upload another video, another intro here, and click upload, another intro.mov has been uploaded. It's the same file, just different name. And if we go into videos, as you can see, that's now appeared there, and the ID of that is now 5. So that one's 4 and that one's 5. And in the database, that second one has been uploaded and moved. It should be in this file structure. There we go, it's been moved into there. Alright, so now on to watch.php. This is a bit complicated, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of this one. It's pretty easy. So in the body, we're just going to put some PHP tags. If is set $_get ID, else, so if no ID is in the get variable, so if no one's put ID in there, we're just going to echo out here error. So for example, if I just go into watch.php up here, as you can see, we get an error because there's no ID up here, just like that. And obviously 2 won't work because that's not in the database. I was just showing you what that was about. So now we need to get the ID from that is set as well, stops any like undefined variables and things like that, some common errors. So we need to, so the ID from the get variable is going to be put into a variable called ID, and then simply here we're just going to, oops, MySQL_query, we're just going to get that video, that URL should I say, from the database, and the name from that particular ID. So select all from videos where ID is equal to ID, and then in a while loop we're going to get the name. No, it's not. It's row name, and the URL is what we need in this page. So URL, and then outside of all this, so down here outside the while loop, I'm just going to put something like echo you are watching incarnate onto that the name of the file, and then we're going to do another line of echo. So if I just add a break, I'm trying to think of the page structure in my head as well, so that's going to be like that. So if I just try this out for now, so if I click on intro final, you are watching intro final.mov, you are watching another movie.mov. Alright, so that's, and then we're going to echo out the embed tag. Now this doesn't really work too good, so but the concept is the same. You're going to use a source or something of the URL there. I'm just going to put a width and height into this just so we can get an idea of what it looks like. So we're going to use 560 by 315, I think 315. It's the standard YouTube's video size. So now if I just refresh this page, There we go, QuickTime uploaded. And there we have the video playing. It's not exactly the best video player, as I've told you, like the edges are cut off and things like that, but the concept is the same. We're just echoing out the URL of the video file from the database into a source attribute for the player. So that's basically how to add the data from the video file, or you could use other files for this, like images, and then echo out the URL of an image. Although an image, depends on the image size, it might be alright to put the image into a blob. But I tend to stay away from things like that. I tend to just keep it simple like this and use URLs in database, purely because it's a lot more easier and simpler, and it saves space as well in the database. So I think that's all I need to talk about. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.